This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace world and welcome everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I'm your tour guide, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie, what's on your mind?
Oh man, it is a beautiful morning here in South Philly. A little rainy during the week, but not too bad right now. And happy to say that I have procured a couple tickets for this evening's Metallica festivities.
Hell yes!
At Lincoln Financial Field, and I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of excited because, they Metallica's doing this tour where they go to a town for 2 days, 2 different sets, 2 different opening acts. So they're here Friday and Sunday.
Okay.
So Friday night I'm sitting home and I'm looking at my Facebook and I'm seeing everybody I know at Metallica. I'm like, son of a bitch, this sucks. Just like those fear of missing out things. And there's like a build up to it. Metallica takes over the city. They open up a pop-up shop, a couple blocks away from McCusker's, and like they're doing a whole bunch of different things all over Philly. And then I'm talking to my friends at the bar, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I got great tickets." I'm like, "Oh." Oh man!
Thanks for rubbing it in.
Yeah. So then, whatchamacallit? It just, then Friday, I forgot the show was like, I forgot they were in town this weekend. So like Friday, all my social medias are flooded with people at Lincoln Financial Field at Metallica. So I'm like, oh, this sucks. So I'm just sitting there, and I casually go open up Ticketmaster, and I'm like, yeah, let me humor this, because I know what my friends paid for them, and I'm just like, holy shit.
Oh God.
So I look, and they had tickets in the fucking lower level, and I was like, I had to double check, like make sure I was on actual Ticketmaster and not some scam site,
Right?
and it was like, for what I was like, I told the wife, I was like, hey, I'm looking at Ticketmaster. And the wife gave me like the talk,
Yeah.
It's okay if we don't go, have you seen it before? I was like, yeah, I've seen it before. Oh yeah, well, yeah, it's okay if we don't go. Yeah,
maybe
this
we
couple
can
days.
skip it. Yeah, if we could skip it this time. Yeah.
So I'm looking at the app. It's like 2 tickets, lower level, 7 rows from the field, were like $110 each. I was like,
How
excuse
much?
me? $110 each.
Whoa.
I know people who paid 4 times that much, 5 times that much.
Whoa.
So I was like, all right. So I was like, you know what? You bring it up on your computer. And she went over, and we looked at it, got the tickets, and fucking goddamn, we're going tonight.
Man, I love it. That is incredible. I know I've had a bunch of friends. There was a bunch of different concerts that were happening in Philadelphia last night.
Yes.
I know that Metallica and Limp Bizkit were playing. I think it was last night, but I don't know.
That was Friday.
That was Friday. Okay. So that was through the weekend then. And then I know Post Malone and Jelly Roll were in Philly last night, correct? Because I think Nate Smythe is here. Nate will be there tonight at Metallica. He's going tonight.
Awesome.
Post Malone last night, he was incredible. I heard, and we'll get to some of that as well in a little bit, because there's lots of stuff happening all at once. But yeah, dude, I'm excited for.
And don't forget, Barry Manilow was in town last night, sir.
Mm-hmm. Man, I wonder how many babies were made last night after the Barry Manilow concert. That's all I'm saying. It's going to be Baby Boom 2026. Thanks to Barry Manilow. But No, there's lots of great music. It's that time of year. It's Memorial Day weekend. Happy Memorial Day weekend to everybody. Glad to see everybody here on your Sunday morning. Thank you very much. Good morning, Jesse Brown, Pod Squad member. Good morning. We got Machete. Good morning,
Machete.
The monster is the devil. Yes, it is. And never forget that. Jesse says sometimes you can get lucky on Ticketmaster last minute. I've done it a couple of times with wrestling events. It's a funny story. Many, many years ago, and before I was involved in any of this stuff, I got front hard camera side facing tickets to Night of Champions at the Wells Fargo Center in 2008 or 2009. And I couldn't believe it. They were not as expensive as I thought they were going to be, but I got lucky that time. So I'm sure everybody can get there as well. Andrew Bailey, hey now. Good morning, sir. Can't watch tonight. No problem. Thank you for joining us, all of you. We appreciate you. Thank you for being here. The Bouse is here. Cheap plug. Saw Jelly Roll in October. He puts on a phenomenal show. He does. And Meanie, I'm not sure if you're totally familiar with Jelly Roll, but people may not be aware of this. Jelly Roll actually started out as a rapper, working with Yellow Wolf and Paul Wall and the rappers in the trap part of the South. And now he's one of the biggest country singers in the world. So,
and he's hilarious. Like, any interview I've seen with him, like he is so funny. And like some of the commercials he's done, with self-deprecating humor, you know, he seems like a good guy all around,
Yeah, it's what everything I've heard about the guy has been nothing but positive responses and like you said, he doesn't take himself too seriously, which is cool. But I really like that. And I know I think he had Eminem come out recently too. I saw on his Instagram account.
I saw a clip and I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I'm gonna make it a point to watch that.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. But I'm excited for you going to Metallica tonight.
Well, tonight's more for the missus because she's never seen Metallica, but now Metallica comes to a town. They got Friday night, they have 2 different opening acts. Sunday night, they have 2 different opening acts.
Wow.
And they play 2 different set lists.
Oh,
so all my friends who went to, I haven't looked, but like all my friends who went to Friday night, they're like, well, Sunday's getting all the hits. All right, bring it.
Yeah.
So, but like the opening act today is Pantera. So
what?
Pantera and Suicidal Tendencies.
No. Oh my God. Both of them?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. I might have to buy a ticket now. Holy shit, man.
Dude, $109. And that's fees included.
Whoa.
So I paid $220 for 2 tickets.
Wow.
And there's still a decent amount left. Here's the trick. Wow. People were making fun of WrestleMania for this, but they sell tickets.
Yeah.
And then they get into the building and they do the configuration setup. They go, okay, well, this isn't really obstructive view. Let's sell these seats here. And they release more tickets to the public. And I think that's what the deal that happened to me. I think, my section was marked off as obstructive view when it probably really isn't. So
yeah,
I think I got a couple last second, tickets that aren't obstructive view. And I think the fact that I bought the tickets as night 1 was happening kind of helped, so man, it's gonna be a good night. I've already been invited to a bunch of tailgates.
Nice.
So I'll be sleeping in Monday.
Enjoy your Memorial Day and your physical Memorial Day. Just sleeping. I love it, man.
Yeah. Suicidal Tendencies, great band.
Mm-hmm.
There's one time I was in California. I was just telling telling a story. The singer, I think his name's Mike Muir from Suicide. Please fact check me on that.
I'm on it. I'm on it right now as we speak.
So I'm in California. This and my skinny meanie days, and walk into a gym, it was World's Gym in Marina Del Rey, whatever. In the course of 20 minutes of walking in this gym, I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger. I saw Pink, singer Pink. and walking on the treadmill was Mike Muir from Suicidal Tendencies, full fucking headband, socks pulled up to his knees. And we were leaving at the same time he got in this little Mike Muir from a legendary Suicidal Tendencies leaves, gets in this like beat up little Toyota pickup truck that drives off like he's the real deal, you know. Just it was pretty cool to see, you know.
Talk about a dream blunt rotation real fast though. The Blue Meanie, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Pink, and Mike Muir from Suicidal Tendencies. That's my kind of party. Also, you are correct. His name is Mike Muir. That is the right person.
Awesome.
So
suck it, CTE.
Take that.
Yeah. So amazing stuff, man. Amazing stuff.
Nate Smite says, pumped to see Pantera. I got my tickets for free from VetTix, the free ticket site for veterans. Oh, I didn't know that existed. That's pretty cool. That's amazing, man. Make sure you, if you can, try to link up with Meanie tonight. We need that photo for the interwebs. Machete Von Kill says, bring Mike a Pepsi, just one Pepsi. And if
do you ever see that meme where it's Suicidal the band's a legit photo of Suicidal Tendencies and Mike Muir's holding a Diet Coke, and everybody's like freaked the fight, like what?
Oh my God! Hey, Kit Kats, calm down. Boring, he says. More Meanie shit in his pants stories. We'll get there. It's early. We're only 11 minutes in. There's plenty of poop stories to tell. Okay. Thank you for joining us.
The reason why we got on a little bit late is I went in and dumped some precious cargo on the way out.
I did too. It's like I gotta go, man. I gotta wait a minute.
I got to do this show. I gotta take a shit. Like right as I'm going into into this room, I'm like, well, they're gonna have to wait.
Yep. I'm always totally professional though. If it's you or it's me, I'm like, hey guys, technical difficulties on my end. We'll be there in a minute. I gotta go, man. I gotta go to the bathroom.
I sat down and went, pop, and then that was it. Sit down, like, pop. Like, ooh.
One large firecracker. Yeah.
It's like I open up a can of the fake peanut can. You open up and the snake jumps out. Pop. I went, whoa.
Oh my God. I love it, man. It's so good. Oh,
thank God for baby wipes.
Seriously, man. It's like a fucking oil slick. But good morning.
That's why I keep my bottle of Dawn dish soap next to my bed. Like, where'd that duck come from?
What is all this?
I'm taking a shit, cleaning a duck. You know, dude, we're in South Philly.
How did this duck get here?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's covered in.
Sir, we believe it's ink. We believe it's an ink stain. We're not sure. Yeah. We're not sure what happened. It looks like a Rorschach
birthmark.
Yeah, we're not sure. But so I saw yesterday, and I know this is one thing you do every year, the Farpoint toy exhibit or the toy show, right? The Farpoint exhibit. Yep. How was that?
My God, it's one of my favorite days of the year, and always make sure my calendar's clear. Farpoint Toys in Mays Landing, New Jersey. My friend Justin, who I've been friends with since 8th grade, him and his wife Penelope have an awesome store called Farpoint Toys, and they have so much stuff. They're like made part of their store like a toy museum. So you go in there and see like vintage, and they keep it behind glass and all that stuff. But dude, it's always packed. There's always, you know, and the cool thing is, you know, me and Justin are, you know, went to school together. A lot of our classmates from grade school come out, so it'll come like a mini reunion, you know.
That's cool.
But always a good time. They give me it's Farpoint Toy Show. It's called It's a Toy Show. Free to attend, free to vend, free to attend. You know, people just, you know, start lining up at 5 a.m., setting up tables and selling their wares. And they give me, they're kind enough to give me like a prime location, like right in the front of the store. I just hang out and talk and mingle with people. I had my Meanie action figures and T-shirts and, you know, and just talking to people. see friends, but you can walk around. You can go in there to make money and end up spending money real quick. you like I can't walk around really because like when I do, it's kind of like running for mayor. Hey, Blue Meanie. Hey, Blue Meanie. Hey, Blue Meanie. Like, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? And but Mrs. Meanie goes and scopes it out, and we got a couple things. She did pretty good, and she didn't spend too much, as opposed to other things. But Justin and Penelope have an awesome show, awesome store. They're on a show on Amazon Prime called A Toy Store Near You.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have Amazon Prime, look up A Toy Store Near You, and it talks about like how they survive. The show's basically talking about how stores survive during COVID. And there's a gripping story about Justin and Penelope because their store almost burnt down.
Oh, shit.
There's some kind of electrical, like a power line went down. And thank God he had to presence of mind to run and turn the electricity off in the store. But every time I walk down the block at his store, you can see where the power lines melted the sidewalk and stuff. It just put a laceration into the sidewalk just from exploding. But they survived that, and their business is doing amazing work, and they're amazing people, and the people who show up every year are awesome. There's toys, there's food trucks. My friend John Russo from the Atlantic City Press comes out every year, does a feature on it.
Shout out to John Russo, great guy. Love John,
friend of the show.
Yeah, that's right.
But just awesome time. I'm glad you brought it up because I was just about to bring it up, and fantastic time. Every third Saturday in May's Landing. So well worth it.
Yeah, I wish I would have been able to make it. I was planning on coming, but we ended up going last minute to Pittsburgh this weekend, and so we went out for a drive. But I am definitely planning on being there next year because it's the one place I haven't stopped at yet, and I keep meaning to get there, and shit just happens.
Your kids will love it.
I bet, man. I'll probably leave there $250 less, and that's just for me. So, also we have a special guest joining us this morning. Good sir. Little Jimmy Sorensen is here. Hashtag Sorensen level. Good morning, Pod Squad greatness. I love you all. Good sir.
Little Jimmy, OG Pod Squad.
Good Day sir. We love you, and a pleasant Baba Booey to you, sir.
Yeah.
So, let's see. We got a lot of good stuff here in the chat. Thank you all for being here this morning. Little Jimmy got a lot of little Jimmy love in the chat this morning.
Little Jimmy running.
That's right. Let's see. We got some good shit in the chat here. Let's see. Mass Sanity is joining us. Good morning, sir. And a pleasant Baba Booey to you as well. On Thursday, I was in New York City wearing an ECW Brian Pillman shirt. Someone stopped me to compliment the shirt and say that he was at the ECW arena when Pillman debuted in February of 1996. I think that shows what Adam said last week about ECW being an exclusive club. But when you're in, brother. Yes, it is. I saw a little kid. I don't know if I told you this, Meanie. I saw a little kid at the Giant, probably no older than 8 or 9, wearing an ECF&W shirt. Actually, it was at the Acme. And I walked over to him, and I'm looking, and I'm like, that kid's wearing a fucking ECW t-shirt. And I went over, and I was just like, as they were getting ready to check out, his parents were with him, and I was just like, yo, kid, that is an excellent shirt. Don't ruin it, okay? And I was like, I couldn't believe it, man. The torch has been carried, sir.
Yeah, I always say ECW is like the fine china that like a parent passes down to their children. Here's my grandmother's dishes. Gives it to the kid. Here's my ECW. Please handle it with care. But so cool. Just to get to talk to people about ECW, and seeing just the age range of people, who watch it. There's people I talk to me who were there,
Yep.
And then there's people who just caught up late and went the history lesson of ECW. And last Saturday, NWA was at the old ECW arena, 2300 arena.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of the younger guys were coming up and, asking, for the 25-cent tour. Well, where was the camera? Where was this? I go, okay, let's take the tour, and,
You were the tour guide this time. You were the tour guide, it seems. Yep.
yeah. Like WrestleMania was in town. I hosted like 3 tours at the arena. People are like, oh, well, there's nothing there anymore. I was like, brother, I can paint a picture.
Yeah.
Trust me, I can paint a picture. It might be just like an empty room where all the stuff got ripped out, but I can paint you a picture of where everything was. And it was pretty cool, having the young wrestlers, young kids come up and go, oh, where was this? Where was that? And it's pretty cool.
That's awesome, man. We got a lot of, man, that's blowing up the chat here, dude. I love it. Little Jimmy says the Blue Meanie is like fine china, very first class, amazing. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you.
Too kind.
It's the blue china, if you will. When you see the blue plates, the china set, it's actually that's the thing that goes on top of it on the butter dish is the Blue Meanie. I don't know if y'all know that, but that's it's a whole thing. We could talk about it later.
Science.
It's science.
It's science.
That doesn't make sense. Heel Chrome says, gentlemen, I hope you had a fantastic birthday, Meanie. Yes, that's right. Mr. Meanie celebrated a birthday.
Yeah.
Happy belated, sir.
Brother, it just I forgot it was my birthday, kind of. Like I almost Molly Ringwalded it myself there.
I was going to get to it later, but since somebody mentioned it, I was going to get here now. So how was your birthday, man?
My birthday was last Sunday, but I technically celebrated it last Saturday. We went, I went to Saturday I went to there's like a mini horror convention and a flea market. I went up to Quakertown. That was really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
And then drove back to Philly and did the NWA show. And after the NWA show, shout out to Billy Corgan and NWA. They had the Crockett Cup here in Philadelphia. Got to meet Natty Neidhart, and she was on the show, and so many great talents there at the NWA. Had a wonderful time. And after the NWA event, we went to McCusker's, and I did my ceremonial. Every year at midnight, I post established May 18th, 1993 with my baby picture. Just to say, hey,
yep,
it's my birthday. And, it always gets a fun response, but, my birthday was cool. It's kind of chill. The Sunday we just, went to the diner and, Oregon Diner. I also got this thing. Hold on. Let me reach behind me.
Oh yeah. Yes. Let's talk about this. This thing's fucking cool, man.
Oh. Of course, being the mark that I am for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Go Birds.
Yeah, go Birds. I went and got a Philadelphia Eagles championship belt.
That is so sick, dude.
Yeah. And it's got all the games with all the dates.
Oh my god, dude, that's amazing.
Buddy of mine, Dustin King, makes belts.
And
he was passing through Philly. Let me just hold it out for a second.
Look at that thing. Look at the detail on that, brother. You can actually watch this right now live on Brass Ring Media or at patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie.
That thing's hefty. Let me put that back. There we go.
That's amazing, man.
But I got that on my birthday. So
sick,
birthday was chill. I'm 52. Doesn't feel like it. I got little aches and pains here and there, but can't complain, man. I'm at the NWA show, we had a little tribute to Sabu. Of course, 2300 Arena has their own Hardcore Hall of Fame, and NWA flew the Sabu banner by itself, single spotlight on it. We came out. It was me, Billy Corgan, Jazz, the announcer Kyle Davis, and Pat Kenny, aka Simon Diamond, the ECW guys. So we did the celebration, and go in the back, and when went up to him and gave everybody a little hug. I was like, hey, man, aren't too many of us left. So, it's an honor to, get to work with him, but it's weird to say that at age 52, you worried about, stuff this is stuff you should be worrying about in your 80s,
Yeah.
And but it was a cool moment, when just to be there and celebrate the life of Sabu and celebrate the day of me being born. So it was mix of good. It was a sign of I appreciated both things, at the same time. Still selling the fact that Sabu's not here anymore, but appreciating the fact of everything he did for me and did for the business. And Saturday was like the the final sign of paying respects and stuff like that. I mean, I'll still carry his name forward, but as far as like public, tip of the hat, thank you, Sabu, kind of things. It was cool that the NWA allowed us to do that.
Yeah, that was a cool little moment there to see that. Yeah. Lots of, let me see here. Mass Sanity says, I was there at the arena for the crucifixion and a few other memorable things. That crucifixion show, man. Brother. Machete says, I'm wearing a GCFEW t-shirt right now. The influence is everywhere. It is. It's everywhere you go. I can't think of a single live WWE show that I have been to where I haven't heard at least one ECW chant breakout. And that, even in Vegas, right? Anywhere I've been in the country, you hear at least one breakout. So it's pretty dope to still see that going. Kit Kat says in the UK had to sneak down at 12 a.m. to set the VCR to record ECW on Bravo TV. Wow. Got caught one night and got my ass beat. Things we do for wrestling fans. I'd say it was worth it. The ass whooping was probably worth it. So,
yeah.
ECW is like USAA. When you're in, and your family is in. That's right, brother. That is exactly right. Let's see. Let me see here. Kit Kats wants to know, was Meanie there for the Here Lizard night? I'm not familiar with that.
That was in Monaca, Pennsylvania at the Golden Dome. It was a regular house show. And that was the night. That's the night New Jack and Sandman took too much LSD.
Oh no!
And Sabu had a little dog that he would bring to shows with him. Him and his then wife had a little dog. They come to shows and they were running around in the back, And New Jack and I'm standing there. I'm looking at Sandman. And he's standing there like this.
Oh no!
Sandman, what are you doing? I'm on my third hit of acid. It's like, oh shit.
Oh my god.
And, New Jack looked at Sabu's little dog and thought it was a lizard.
Oh my god.
And he's going, here, lizard. And he's chasing around in the locker room, here, lizard. So they go out to the ring. I don't even remember who he's working. But he gets on the mic, he goes, here, lizard. And the crowd's like, what the fuck is he talking about? But New Jack was like in the middle of an acid trip. Sure. He had thought Sabu's little dog was a lizard, and gotta love it. Gotta love New Jack.
Sylvian Bruno says, I feel like this explains like 80% of my questions about the Sandman.
Yeah.
Mass Entity says too much LSD as opposed to an appropriate amount before a show. Which
in doses, LSD could be beneficial from my understanding, but I will never do it.
No, I don't. Yeah, me either, man. I could no hallucinogenics for me. I can't do it.
I know a few people who never came back.
Well, that's what it's like. It's that, and it's also just I know how my brain works, and I know there's certain. And again, to be clear, I've never inhaled, but if I did, right, there are certain types of marijuana that if I had decided to smoke it, I start to like hallucinate and I start to get paranoid, and you know what I mean? Like it's just the way my brain works, and I can't do it. So
Dude, my friend Sebastian, his wife is a connoisseur of the cannabis, and like she's like, like she goes like her weed is like the Gold's Gym of weed, like where you go in there and you see all these bodybuilders and stuff. You're like, oh, I shouldn't be in this gym. I should go to another gym to prepare to go to this gym. So like one day she's like, oh, you want to hit up my pen? I was like, oh, yeah, why not? What harm could it do? I take one hit of her weed pen, and I'm just like, and I look down at my cell phone and I see the fucking circuit board.
Oh my God.
Just like, oh, just, you know, Katie barred the door, just, anybody want to go to the diner?
Feeling really hungry all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I won't say who it was, but a friend of mine once had a Tupperware container full of weed that smelled like peach iced tea.
Oh.
And it smelled really good. And I'm like, wow, this should be fun. I took 2 hits off of the blunt or whatever it was, the bowl that they had, and I ended up laying on the floor for several hours. I was deeply it was deeply unpleasant. I did not like that. And it wasn't even like I was tripping or anything like that. Like, when you smoke too much and you're like way out in the outer space.
Yeah.
It was just that I was so stoned and so relaxed. I was like, I'm just going to lay here. And I just laid on this living room floor for about 2 hours. It did not, in fact, taste like peach iced tea when you smoked it. It only smelled like it. So,
oh my God. I went to the 420 Expo in Jersey. I was booked as a guest there, and neighbors would say, man, and of course, my friend Sebastian and his wife Kate come, and they got their stuff, and so I took a hit of hers, and I took a hit of whatever Sandman was smoking, and I just sat there like this, like.
Just frozen.
Yeah, I'm sitting there like a little paranoid. I'm like, man, did I just end that sentence with the?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Just wide-eyed, mouth agape. Fuck.
Just goddamn, please don't let me fall out of this chair.
Am I on Earth right now? Yep.
Yeah.
Machete.
Go ahead. No, it was a trip. Go on.
I was gonna say, Machete says I work in the cannabis industry and it's made me a weed snob. I'm super picky. Yes. I would imagine doing that. Yeah.
What's that?
I said I would imagine being in that world would make you a little bit more picky about what you're doing. Kit Kats is on it still, man. A Benjamin hit of Meanie shit in his pants. You ever hit the Benjamin? Do you ever hit the Benjamin Franklin and do a little dookie? A little bit of the old Benjamin button.
Yeah. Do a little bingo stamping in my underwear.
Oh my God.
You fart and your tongue, you fart and your ass sticks its tongue out.
Oh my God, dude.
It's like E22.
Just gonna say that. Oh my God. That is amazing. That is amazing.
The skid marks in my underwear have been compared to cut bacon. Just
oh man. Oh, well, you know what, brother? It looks like we got a lot of questions today.
Yeah.
And I would love to know if you would like to start this segment a little bit early, because we have a ton of questions for you.
I would love to.
All right. Actually, well, let me first appropriately ask that question. A question for you, sir. Are you ready to ask Meanie?
I would love to. It's time to ask Meanie anything. Ask me something.
Don't forget each and every week to drop your questions using the hashtag AskMeanie. And you may hear them on the program. Meanie, what you sipping on today, bro?
Just went to the bar last night, strictly water today. Just I didn't get a chance to go downstairs and get a seltzer. I basically got out of bed, dropped the kids off at the pool, and I came to do the show.
Yep. Well, I brought a special treat home for longtime listeners here, straight from the vending machine in Pittsburgh. I brought some of the cheap shit back, black cherry cola here, which is the best stuff on earth. I try to get as much as I can when I'm out there. So I'll Sandman this for us together, sir. In 3, 2, 1. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh man, such good shit.
Sorry I failed you.
No, you didn't fail me, man. You had a long night last night. I understand. That water's got to hit. There we go. Pinkies up, friends.
Oh yeah, I could pinky up my water. Yeah.
That's pinkies up. Oh man, I love this shit. That's my favorite. This is actually, I think it's at Walmart, honestly. And I could go get it at Walmart, but it's like you have to win it in battle.
It's a sentiment. You know?
Yeah, it's the sentiment of the whole thing. Let's see what we got here. Little Jimmy's got a bunch of questions here. Why don't we start with his? Jimmy, we just love Jimmy here. He's a great guy. Go ahead and throw him a follow on social medias. We'll put his handle up and just make sure it's just wonderful, wonderful dude. Little Jimmy says first of his 3 questions. Y'all think we're going back to Vegas for WrestleMania 42?
Yeah, man. So apparently, yeah, I guess they're pulling up stakes in New Orleans for WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly going back to Vegas. They haven't announced anything yet, but man, kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Imagine, imagine you find out, WrestleMania is going to New Orleans, and then you find a good deal on the flight. You book your flight, you register your hotel, and imagine you're an independent promotion, like, how GCW and all these other different companies go to New Orleans around WrestleMania.
Yep.
And there's wrestling 24 hours a day, Now those promotions have, the people have to rebook flights, rebook hotels. Hopefully there's no cancellation fees.
Yeah.
WrestleCon. Hopefully WrestleCon doesn't have to, pay any kind of kill fees, for wherever they were going to have WrestleCon. Hopefully GCW didn't get screwed and has to cancel their, their building, assuming all these people, all these promotions booked their buildings already, and just to go back to Vegas and, Vegas, throw them a boatload of money. Now on top of that, I'm sure WWE had to pay some kill fees as well, to, unbook the Superdome and what the arena there where they're gonna have SmackDown and Raw and NXT. Yeah. It's crazy, and it's the first time I think they've ever actually canceled a WrestleMania to move it somewhere else. But this would be the second time they've had a host city 2 years in a row since WrestleMania 4 and 5.
Yeah,
the ones I went to, so and. From all accounts, it wasn't a pleasant experience in Vegas for Mania this year, and just to go back, it's just like, I was looking forward to New Orleans. I was going to, try to get on that WrestleCon down there. Mrs. Meanie never been to New Orleans, so we were going to plan a trip down there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I can share my own 2 cents for it just a little bit here, it was unpleasant. I'll say it that way. I mean, it's not even that the work that I did was unpleasant, because I really had a good time doing that. It was just a lot. And if you've never been to Vegas doing something like that, I mean, Vegas is not like Philadelphia where like everything is kind of close and connected, Philly, there's a lot of easy parking. There's a lot of places to go to. Vegas is very difficult to navigate in those types of situations. It was incredibly overwhelming with the amount of stuff that was going on, and having to navigate that was not pleasant. I know that I won't be going back this year if it's in Vegas again. I I don't have it in me financially. I don't have it in me like from a physical standpoint, just because 6 days out there. And it was, I mean, you remember I was texting you the whole time. It was like the minute I got off the plane, I had the meeting with AEW's folks. And then from then on, it was like just nonstop the entire time. I think average, I got about 4 hours of sleep a day. And that's not great for me.
No.
Especially in light of, again, as you all know, like my health issue that happened earlier this year. And, it was difficult, but I agree with that analysis where it's just like, it's not just for the fans' perspective, but also for the idea of the city itself, of New Orleans having, and these smaller promotions who, as you know, I mean, you're in the business. I mean, sometimes they book the stuff a year out just to be safe, right?
Yeah.
Now you have a shit ton of infrastructure and logistics you got to work around and do all these things. I mean, it's a nightmare, but Kit Kat's actually is saying here too, and that's the second part of this question is, do you think they're going to do WrestleMania in the UK? And I think it's because, they had those meetings with Mayor Khan, and I think that they announced recently that the Rumble is going to be in Saudi Arabia this year. Do you think that they're going to finally do an international WrestleMania?
Eventually. I think, look, I always welcome, PLEs, pay-per-views in countries that allow me to watch the product way earlier than the possible. So, like, if I could, to have a UK WrestleMania and I could watch it like 1:00 in the afternoon, that'd be great. Because then I would have the rest of the day to myself. But I think it's eventual. They wouldn't have sent John Cena out in the middle of the ring to say, let's have a WrestleMania UK if there weren't plans in the immediate future. Who knows where it's going to be though? But this whole switch WrestleMania back to Vegas throws a whole monkey wrench into things.
Yeah.
And then Triple H comes out and says, Money in the Bank is going to be in New Orleans, and then a future WrestleMania will be in New Orleans, which is like, what the hell, And if that's the case, maybe they, push the reservations on all the buildings to whenever that date's going to be, so they don't have to pay a kill fee. But it's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know, man. Like I said, I know a bunch of us that I've spoken to. I won't speak for anybody, but I know, like, behind the scenes, we're all like, it's a lot. I mean, committing to something like that on the West Coast for 6 days is it's a lot for people. So, Machete said Vegas is a lot on a regular weekend. I can't imagine. Again, I can't imagine the chaos during Mania. I mean, it was, like I said, it was just trying to navigate going everywhere and getting to the places you needed to go. And, all of a sudden it's like, oh, we have these random things popping up here. And then there's WrestleMania After Dark, which was a brand new thing they did. And, there was a delay the one night because of the Hall of Fame ceremony. And it's like, it was a lot. I mean, it was a very well run production, what they did that night or that weekend. And it wasn't like they did anything wrong. It was just that there was so much delay that by about 1:30 in the morning, you're like, I can't stay, I got to be up at 9 o'clock tomorrow, or I got to be up at 7 o'clock tomorrow to go and do the junket. So, but yeah, we'll see, man. We'll keep apprised of that and see what comes from it. But I appreciate your your thoughts on that. Little Jimmy wants to know, since we're talking, it seems like we're talking the devil's lettuce here. Have you ever hung out with the Godfather?
Yeah, I've hung with the Godfather. I never smoked with the Godfather. I do remember the night Jericho debuted, August 9th, 1999. I remember it's August 9th because that's Mrs. Meanie's birthday.
Oh, nice.
But Snoop was there randomly at a Monday Night Raw in Chicago, and him and Godfather came out of one of the rooms and just a cloud. Fucking, it was like the movie The Fog. It just and the fog rolled in. And, yeah, I've hung with the Godfather. Love the Godfather. Haven't smoked with him yet. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I'm physically capable. I don't think I'm built like him. Withstand the dosage that he partakes in.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I would, again, if you thought it was bad with me on the floor at my buddy's house, just being anywhere near Snoop or the Godfather would give me a contact high. Let's see. The boss wants to know any good stories on the pit bulls or the eliminators.
Oh man, pit bulls. I knew of the pit bulls before I saw the pit bulls. I went to high school in Atlantic City, and um, somebody I know knew them and had like an 8x10 of. At that time, they were the American pit bulls, and they had hair, and it was So I forget what the story was. I knew somebody who was related to them, and and then when I finally met them, great guys. Great guys who could just, if they wanted to hurt you, they could hurt you. But, tough guys. I remember Pitbull's versus the Eliminators, and Pitbull Anthony went to do a leg lariat on somebody in the corner, and his forearm caught like the part in between the buckle and the post, and ripped his forearm right open, and you could like see in through to the bone kind of thing. And he was just like, just a flesh wound, Eliminators, love Perry, love John. I miss John Cronus immensely. I used to ride with Cronus all the time, and just a character. He's like, oh, hey, Meanie, just like for a guy his size to move the way he did. It was like watching, CGI, just he shouldn't be able to do a no hand, cartwheel,
Yeah.
Just like, but I still talk to Cronus's son Gage here and there. Gage used to live here in South Philly, but he moved away. But two tag teams that really went at it when they faced each other in the ring, and great guys outside the ring.
Mass Sanity says, just much like I heard Sabu yell my balls when he hit the rail, I heard Pitbull number 2 yell my dick when he hit the rail. So,
hey,
listen, this shit's painful.
Yeah,
it's painful, man.
Cock balls.
Oh, my balls. Last question for the day here. Sylvie and Bruno wants to know, so aside from the meanie salt, what are some moves you think people should give you when, because it's not if, it's when you make it into the wrestling game? Specifically, we're going to start this push right now, Meanie, and I know you don't, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it for you. Meanie for 2K26. That's all I'm saying.
Love it.
That's all I'm saying. Hunter, I know you're listening.
But in the meantime, I'm a part of a video game that's coming out soon called Ultra Pro Wrestling.
That's right.
And basically, I was in WrestleMania 2000. Like, Ultra Pro Wrestling is a tribute to the games like No Mercy, WCW Revenge, WrestleMania 2000, and but with like much better graphics. And they're trying to get a lot of that original roster for those games for the game, since I was in WrestleMania 2000s. But Meanie Salt, like when the THQ was asking me, oh, what moves you want? I was like, give me the Raven DDT from WCW Revenge, and probably there's I always do like a bulldog spot here and there. Meanie Salt, DDT, running bulldog out of the corner, which I've done. I usually do the running sting bulldog where you just run and boom. But probably those three, mixed with all the other shenanigans, throwing the people's leg drop,
the people's leg drop.
Yes.
We appreciate that, and we appreciate you answering our questions this week. Don't forget, like we said, Kit Kat is killing me, man. What button do I need to push to make Meanie shit his pants? You're really stuck on this today.
That button would be the mud button.
The PBR button.
Yeah. Brother.
Lord Jesus.
I'm prairie dogging.
We want to thank you for your questions each and every week. Like we said, don't forget to use the hashtag AskMeanie. Drop them in the chat here while we're live. Tweet us at them using the hashtag AskMeanie. And Jesse I was hoping somebody would say this. Just noticed Adam's shirt. It's pretty killer. Listen, all I'm saying is cross for money in a bank. Okay.
Yeah, he's picking up momentum.
Listen, we love the guy. We want to see him. I still think he's going to take the belt off of Jey Uso, but that's just me. So we want to thank you for being a part of the show each and every week.
Yes.
And being here with us. But Meanie.
It's back.
All things blue when you're not listening to the program.
If you would like to follow Blue Meanie on all forms of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, sort of TikTok, at Blue Meanie BWO on all forms of social media. If you would like to support the Blue Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Blue Meanie. Get yourself a little BWO t-shirt right there. If you'd like to support Mind of the Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. MadCatBeardCare.com. Get the Blue Spruce Beard Oil and Balm. Shout out to Josh Thornton, who's doing an amazing job over there at MadCatBeardCare.com. If you're a cat lover like myself, all the proceeds go to taking care of the sick kitties in this neighborhood. He rounds them up, takes them to the vet, releases them better than he found them. So go to MadCatBeardCare.com. And just like I was talking about, the Ultra Pro Wrestling video game coming to all major consoles. Ultra Pro Wrestling contains not only original characters by the amazing Hal Haney, but many real world wrestlers, including myself and many others I'm trying not to spoil. But if you want to see who they have signed so far, go to ultraprowrestling.com or follow them on Twitter at UPW Video Games. That's ultraprowrestling.com or Twitter at UPW Video Games. The figure collection Bone Crushing Wrestler Series 1 variants of the Blue Meanie are available right now. All Series 1s can be ordered right now at shop.figurecollections.com. That's shop.figurecollections.com. Type Blue Meanie in the search bar. Pick BWO Blue Meanie. Pick regular Blue Meanie. Either way, there is no wrong choice. To have the Blue Meanie on your podcast, go to podstars.net. That's podstrz.net. Register your podcast, book the Blue Guy, and let's have a conversation over there at podstars.net. Cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO for birthdays, holidays, and well wishes. Please book through the site. Please don't book through the app. The app takes too much of your hard-earned money. I just did one a couple weeks ago, and I love getting the 5-star reviews back. People saying how happy they were with the Cameo's Elite form. So go to cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO. But most importantly, Mr. Barnard, where can we find you, sir?
Well, thank you, sir. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, and TikTok. You can find me at This Is Goober. Yes, it's my handle. No, I'm not changing it. It's a brand pal. So go and follow me there. Also want to make note here. The Kit Kat said on a side note, Adam, love the hair, you handsome bastard. Thank you so much, because I'll have you know, I stopped and visited my friends yesterday at the 10th Ward Barbershop in downtown Lawrenceville on the outskirts of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And as you can see, I'm looking fresh since 0 AD. The beard looks great. The hair, immaculate. The part, fantastic. Not just my favorite barber, Meanie, but also Finn Balor and Corey Graves' favorite barber as well. So go ahead and schedule your appointment today with my brother Kane at 10th Ward Barbershop.com. Go ahead and check out everything I'm working on at Screen Rant right now. Network TV, music, wrestling, it's all there. Go and check me out, screenrant.com, ProWrestlingTees.com. Pick up a shirt, ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie, rather. Pick up a shirt and keep the lights on at Casa DeMeanie and the Barnard home for wayward and troubled youth. Don't forget to go to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Tiers start, Meanie. I don't know if you know this. They start at just $10 a month. And if you sign up, it's crazy, right? And if you sign up today, you get yourself your very own Pod Squad membership card. Let me pull one of these out here and show you. Right here, folks. You can see this signed in blue ink by the Blue Meanie himself. Go ahead and sign up today. Patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. If you go to youtube.com/@Mind of the Meanie, you can hear all of our archive going all the way back to the pandemic days in 2021. Meanie and I doing the program together. Go and check out all of our episodes there. And you can go and follow us on our socials right down here at Mind of the Meanie, Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky. And don't forget to follow our friends at Brass Ring Media, formerly One True Sport. If you go down here on the left-hand side, hit the subscribe button, hit like and comment. Anything helps with the algorithms, and we appreciate you all tuning in today. We appreciate you for being here. And Meanie, thank you so much for doing the show.
Appreciate you, sir.
Have a great time at Metallica tonight. And we will see you again. Same bat time, same bat channel for the Blue Meanie. I am Adam Barnard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip through the mind of the Meanie. Peace.
Blue World Order.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie is hosted and executively produced by the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard. It was mixed and engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional narration is provided by the executive voice, Sam Krebs. That's me. Our intro music was performed by the Swamp Candles. Our outro music was performed by Chikara. Additional musical accompaniment is performed by Enrichment. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, or X or whatever, at Mind of the Meanie, and become part of the Pod Squad by going to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Find our entire show archive at mindofthemeanie.com. This has been a Butts Carlton media production. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
Blue World Order.
That was Blue Meanie's brain out.